One of the great middleweight champions of all time, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, joins us now from Canastota, New York. You are a frequent visitor to the Hall of Fame, to which you were inducted in 1993, Marvin. Why do you return so often to the site of the Hall of Fame and Museum?
Well, the reason why I really return is because basically I think that this is our home. I mean, for every fighter that has reached the highlight of their career, basically that has sacrificed 5 years, I think, 5 years after that you have retired from the boxing world. It's not everyone that can have this great opportunity to be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. So for every fighter that is here, I think that you got to understand that this is our home. And Boxing Hall of Fame gives us the recognition in the sense that knowing that they recognize true legends.
Mike Tyson is going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. His career was just taking off when your career ended in April 1987 after fighting Ray Leonard. What are your thoughts about Mike Tyson entering the Hall of Fame?
Well, you know, first of all, I'm glad that when I retired and then I had another strong a fighter that had a great presence in the ring, that was able to take over in a sense to keep our sport alive, which is boxing. I thought it was a great thing. I believe that Mike deserves to be here tomorrow. Well, Sunday, I believe he will be inducted. And I think that he deserves it. And, you know, even through all the bad things that he's been through or whatever, you know, in my heart, I've always had a soft spot for Mike Tyson. And I still feel that way, you know. Regardless what happens outside the ring, inside the ring, outside the ring is also important.
You were one of those guys who was never accused of sticking around too long. Some people said that about Bernard Hopkins before he proved them wrong by fighting as well as he has as an older fighter. What is it like for you to watch Bernard Hopkins at 46 become the oldest fighter ever to win a world championship?
Well, basically, the way that I truly feel, I feel as though that the organization should all come together and finally realize that a fighter has to learn how to stop. At a certain age, I think that we have to put a demand on it. Say, for example, at 38, I think that we have to stop this nonsense in a sense. Who's going to be the oldest? Now there's going to be another fighter that's going to come out, not like Bernard Hopkins. There's somebody who wants to be 50 years old and to win the title. Now you look at Holyfield. Holyfield's close to that age. Mm-hmm. And what you worry about is how's the effect is going to be after when you finish with the boxing game, and then where are you going to go when you finish with the boxing game, because this is all what you have done all your life and all that what you really know. So is there any help out there? What about also thinking about health insurance, pension plans for fighters? You know, I mean, all these things are important. They got families, you know, that are very important to them. And so this is the reason why they take these gambles, you know. But I believe that we need somebody to step in and put a limit on the age range for fighters so that they don't try to continue to try to beat a George Foreman's record, in which Bernard Hopkins did, or match his record. I think it's the same thing also for fighters that return into boxing after they have retired. It's a very dangerous sport. Boxing, it only takes a second before your lights are out. And somebody's got to protect us because we don't really have the brain. We have the heart. We have all the guts in the world to fight. That's the only thing that we know, and that's what we have. But we need protection, and not only while we're fighting, after we're fighting, we need somebody to take care of us too.
Marvin, one of the things people loved about the fight game when you were at your peak in the 1980s was that there were four great fighters who were basically fighting around the same weight class. Yourself, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, and Ray Leonard. And among you, you fought 9 times. These days, we've got two guys who are considered the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, in Floyd Mayweather Jr. and in Manny Pacquiao, and no one knows if they will ever fight each other. Mayweather announcing this week that he's going to fight Victor Ortiz in September. But what are your thoughts about the state of boxing in the sense that we haven't been able to get these guys together yet?
Well, there's a lot more money now than what it was when I was fighting. But I believe I would like to see Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Get it on. I mean, just think about it. I mean, there's a $100 million fight. There's no other fighter, I think, in the world of history of boxing that ever made this kind of money. And I believe that that if they get this thing on, it can really boost up boxing and bring boxing alive a little bit, because I think that that's what we need. Either we're going to join all the titles together, whether WBC, the WBA, or the IBF, or the WBO. I mean, come on, man. Hey, let's have a box off. Let's bring back only one champion. And these are the kind of fights that we need to see. They're both experienced fighters, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Pacquiao. So there's not really much danger in the sense of them getting hurt, because they are professional fighters.
If they end up fighting, and perhaps it's as early as next spring, what do you think happens?
Well, are you trying to say, do you want me to choose which one I want?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Mr. Hagler.
I figured that's what you was trying to say. No, I think that Pacquiao, to be honest with you, I would tell you another story. It's almost like a Hagler-Leonard fight, in a sense. Because here's a guy that wants to dictate to another person and wants to tell you what he wants to do. I want you to take a drug test and all these things or whatever, and I think that Pacquiao is right. If I decide to do one, you got to take one too. I mean, hello, who are you? Who are you? I mean, come on. If you want to fight, let's fight. Let's stop all this nonsense. Let's show the people out there. Let's give the people what they want to see, and they want to see a good fight. And hopefully that none of the fighters get hurt, But the public is demanding this kind of fight, and I think it's great for boxing.
Few fighters gave the public more of what they wanted than marvelous Marvin Hagler over the course of his Hall of Fame career. Marvin, thanks so much for joining us. It sounds like you think Manny might win.
It's my pleasure being here.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, I believe so. Thank you very much.
Okay, a vote for Manny. Thank you very much.
I know you was waiting for that. Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci.
You slipped it in there. Thanks, Marvin.
Ciao, ciao.